Hi everyone, our names are Michael and Mary Agrona. We are Christian married couples who are interested in helping people live God glorifying lifestyles. Today on this video, on this short video, we have a question from one of you, and the question is, I am a lady, I'm interested in a guy who happens to be my friend. How do I go about letting him know that I'm interested in him without making it look so obvious?
Um, I think Mary should be the best person at tackling this, but I'll share some thoughts, and then after you can add some
Sure,
ideas.
sure.
Now, let me first start by explaining why you should not go ahead as a lady to propose to a guy, and I'll talk to you about it from the guy's perspective. I hope that's okay.
Yes.
So when we read the book of Genesis chapter 2, I believe verse 24, where it says that for this reason a man shall leave father and mother and be cleaved or be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So that passage explains that the initiative lies a lot with the man. So it doesn't order too well for a lady to you go ahead and make proposal to a guy, but there are things you can do. Now, the second reason that just go ahead to propose to a guy that isn't really the way to go is because of the following reasons. One, for guys, when you as a lady propose to them, chances are if the relationship doesn't work out, they would go around saying, they didn't like you, you were the one putting yourself on them. I
True,
don't know
I've
if you've
heard
heard that.
several instances.
Yes, and they will say that, and that will be an insult to you. And then two, if you really want to get a guy's commitment, let him be the one taking the initiative in terms of making the proposal, right? So that it doesn't be like you are forcing him to love you because you initiated it from the first place. But here are what you can do as a lady. Even though you can say, I love you, can you marry me? You can encourage the guy to take an interest. And I think we often, Mary and I, we call this the Boaz principle, or the Naomi and Boaz principle, and so on. But the point is, this principle only works if there is a guy in your life, you can see that he has an interest in you and he's not speaking. Then you can apply this. This will work. Most all things being equal. But if it's a guy who has not even thought of you before, you are not in his radar, this might not work at all.
At all, at all.
In that case, right? So here's the thing: you can encourage the guy to speak. How do you do that? So we've spoken several times on other videos why it's important to know your life vision and the vision of the person who you plan marrying.
Yeah.
So befriend the person and begin to ask questions, or what are your long-term plans, and hear what he says, and then you mention, when you are asked what are your long-term plans, say, oh, my life vision is I'm living for this purpose, I'm called to be maybe an evangelist, I have a passion for care and so on, but as of now, one of priority is to get married. Now, by saying that, you've sent a signal that, oh, okay, this lady is having marriage on her radar.
Yeah.
Then you can say things like, I'm trusting God for the right person to come my way so I can marry the person. Now, if you say that, you are in a way creating the impression that, oh, you are not already engaged, right?
Yes.
Because one of the things most guys hate is to make a proposal to you and then get bounced back.
Hey,
Right?
I'm already going out.
Right, and get bounced. It's
Yeah.
but guys can generally stand that. So
Yeah.
by saying that, oh, I'm trusting God for the right person so I can marry the person, you have made it clear that, oh, there he has a chance.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then you have encouraged him. Then you could mention a little bit about the kind of qualities in your ideal man that you're seeking for.
Yes.
And it must be qualities that you have found in him that you admire, right?
Yes.
But this whole process is coming after you've prayed, you are certain from your heart that God is directing you to this, and not just something you are how do you call that, love at first sight or infatuation.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about you have prayerfully been led by God before taking this step. So after you say that, well, I'm trusting God for the right man, and my ideal man really is, then you add on a God-fearing man, a man who loves prayer, a man who is passionate about the things of God. I'm tempted to say like you.
Yes, that's usually what I tell people, that if you know he's passionate about the things of God, not like just charisma, but character-wise, he's passionate for real. Let him know you are interested in somebody like him, the way he loves God genuinely, not somebody who is a counterfeit.
Right.
So it's not an error to say like
to say
him.
that. Great. And so even if you don't say like you could say things along the line. I really admire your godly character, and I'm trusting God that the person that I marry is somebody who has such godly character.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is very neat to say. That's like more this okay to say.
Yeah.
And by the time you've kind of mentioned what you're trusting God for and relating it to some of the virtues that are in this guy, you have told him indirectly that, oh, okay, you are somebody you admire.
Yes.
If he doesn't say anything there, most likely he won't say anything there. But if he leaves your presence, he will keep thinking, okay, actually, I stand a chance. This lady really admires me and has an interest in me. So by so doing, you are encouraging him to speak. I hope that helps our viewers. You are encouraging him to speak. Now, let me quickly add on to say that please don't go seducing this guy.
I think
That's ungodly.
That is one of the things ladies unfortunately do. That when they are interested in a guy, they do all their best to seduce the person. If the person is a godly person, you technically drive him away. You push him away.
Yeah.
Don't seduce him. And one other thing that I want to talk about, don't be a bank. Don't buy unnecessary gifts that are not needed. You see, for some men, they see unnecessary gifts as a clickbait. He's not celebrating his birthday. There's nothing to celebrate about. Every time you are just lavishing him with things upon things. For a godly man, they might find ways and means to put a stop to it. An ungodly man will use you as an ATM to take advantage of you. They will always get in touch with you whenever they need something. Meanwhile, they will have a serious somebody they are looking forward to. So if you are interested in him, don't try to trap him with your body by seducing him. Don't trap him with your money by buying unnecessary gifts, giving unnecessary loan. You will end up not receiving what you want. So that's two things to look out for.
I think that's a very important point. There have been situations we've come across where a lady has sponsored a guy through our school with the hopes that this guy will marry him, and the guy finishes school and finds somebody else. And so please don't do that kind of thing.
And my concern, love, is the fact that if you can sponsor somebody to go to school, why don't you go to school? Why don't you enrich your own self? This person is not your husband. He's not your brother. He's just a friend that you think you can take care of him to go to school. He goes to school and meets somebody more educated than you, more polished than you, more classy than you, and they will leave you behind. If you can sponsor him to go to school, irrespective of your educational qualification, there's always an alternative. There is adult classes, there is mature entrance. Build yourself. Usually people ask, what are you bringing to the table? That be something that he will want to have. Let him run to you because of who you are. Don't run to him, prepare him, then at the end of the day you see his wedding invitations online. That's heartbreak.
So please don't spend your time cooking for this guy,
washing for him,
investing into
going to his house, doing massages, unnecessary massages.
Those would never win a guy's heart in a lasting way. You can get the attention, but it will be very temporal.
Yeah.
So focus more on placing value on yourself.
Yeah.
and communicating value.
And the last thing I want to talk about, because I think our time is almost
Right.
up, don't end up becoming a sex toy, because you don't want him to come to you whenever he wants to satisfy his desire. It's not God. The Bible talks against having sex before marriage. So
Right.
don't ever trap him. Don't think that if you get pregnant for him, he will marry you. That's a
very
wrong trap.
crazy way of thinking. If you are Christian, you should not even be
No,
thinking along
no,
those lines.
no.
I think in one of our videos, we should touch on why sex before marriage, the real reason you should not go into that, and perhaps we can touch on why you shouldn't be marrying somebody who has that kind of idea as well. I hope this helps.
Yeah.
We would like you to please put in the chat questions or burning questions you have as a single lady or a single guy who is looking forward into marriage, that you really want answers to and have not yet found them. Post your questions and we'll be taking them one after the other and addressing them in subsequent video. We hope this has blessed you. Rewatch this video, share it with people who you think will find it useful, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Once again, our names are Michael and Mary Agrona. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, LinkedIn, Threads. Either you check for Michael and Mary Agrona or check for Beautiful Married Garden, and we subscribe, follow us, and we hope to share with you godly content each and every time. God bless you and enjoy the rest of the week.
Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.